this single time. So first of all, welcome to the all staff meeting. Very excited to be here, and thank you for your patience with me as I get to know the company a little bit. I recognize the first all staff meeting you've had with me as the new CEO. I'm happy to be here today to share it with you. Got a few things I want to talk through with you. We'll have a couple of other highlights that we'll walk through as well, but it should be a good meeting. We will be efficient with our time, allow people to not take too much time out of their day, but these types of engagements and discussions are important as we get to know each other and also continue to push forward on the exciting things that we're doing as a company. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry for not being there in person with anybody. I'm actually in New York City right now. Just finished up with our board meeting, which went very, very well. And spent some time with our board talking about the vision and strategy of the company, where we are, where we're going. They're all very supportive of what we're doing, so appreciate that time. I've had a chance, I've been in the seat for 60 days, and I wanted to thank all of you that I've been able to interact with during those 60 days. I've had a chance to be in every state that we serve, but not quite every office. My last visit down to Texas was well, it was changed. I had to quarantine for a little bit. I got exposed to, I had COVID actually, but needed to step away for a little minute to take care of that. But didn't want to take that to the office, but had an opportunity to spend some time with them on the phone, and that was good. So appreciate the flexibility there. It's been a good chance for me to meet each of you as I've been in the various offices. Like I said, I have been in every state, not quite every office, but I've been in the homes of patients. I've been with our staff. I've seen different departments work together. And it's been very exciting to see that everybody is continuing to focus on a central vision that we have as a company. More importantly, we have some fantastic people doing that every single day. I wanted to accomplish a couple of things today as we get started. First, because I haven't met many of you face to face, I want to give a formal introduction to myself. Second, share a little bit about what I've learned so far. Third, give you an update as to a few things, the recent happenings and alignments of our organization, and then talk a little bit about what the future holds for us. And we have a couple of guest speakers, Jameson, Rick, and Joe will all be sharing a little bit of information about some updates, as well as some things that we're, some strategic priorities that we have as an organization. First, by way of introduction, I know I shared a video with everybody when I first got here. Marketing made me do it. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't make me do it, but I wanted to do it. But yeah, as much as I don't like watching myself on camera, I was glad to be able to share that with you. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving, spending some time with my family. Again, I have 3 kids. Boy, girl, boy, ages 20 down to 15, and they are all in different states and parts of the world at this point. And so I'm looking forward to gathering again and spending some time with them. It's what makes the world go round for me. It's my kids, and I know we all have a lot of different reasons as to why we work what we do and why we work hard at what we do. So, but I look forward to sharing, learning more and more about each of you as I do that. I really believe that a personal connection is important. And I hope you don't mind my emails that I share from time to time with you through my notes from Adam. It's really just a thoughts that I have during the week that I want to share with you. So let's go down and talk through a lot of things that I've learned so far, and I want to share that with you. One, we have an amazing mission. I was able to be in the home of a patient during my first month at PHS, and I was able to see firsthand what we do and why we make a difference in the home, in the life of not only the patient but the family. I was able to go visit. Well, we won't say the patient; we'll call him Chris. I was able to go visit Chris. He had a lot of technology in his home. A lot of things, a very loving family, a lot of medical devices helping him be the best kid that he can be, and really live a good life for him. And the family was all about Chris. A lot of paperwork over on the desk, a lot of paperwork, a lot of stacks of folders, stuff coordinating their care. And the best part about that visit with Chris is we were one of those stacks, and we were working to do, we were actually more than one of those stacks. We provided multiple services to Chris, which allowed the family to focus on not the coordination of care, but the coordination of care, so to speak, not the coordination of the paperwork associated with that, but really ensuring that the kid had the most by the bedside. So it was great to see that. The clinicians were fantastic. And importantly, that clinician that I was with was almost a second part of that family. And that is what we do. We continue to be a part of that family. People don't come to us because life is smooth. They have issues with their health care. We want to be that answer for them. And the more easy we can make that, the better. That comes central to our mission. We're there to take care of those kids and allow them to be kids. The other thing I've learned is we have a really unique product offering. The combination of a suite of services, my background, just backing up for a little bit, I have worked in continuums of care in the home for much of my healthcare career. I've served in Medicare, home health business, home health, palliative care, and hospice, serving a continuum of care for patients because sometimes they didn't know the solutions that they needed, and we were there to provide it for them. And here it's different. It's a different product, but at the same time, it's that same vision of caring for the patient no matter what their needs are. Remember that stack of papers that we talked about over at Chris's house? Well, our goal is to make that stack of paper not be 4 individual envelopes, but one envelope or one folder that says PHS on it, and we're taking care of all that work in between. The more we can do for the family, the less stress they have on them, the better care that we're able to provide for them, and I firmly believe that. The other thing that I've learned is not only do we have an amazing product, we have amazing people that deliver that care. We all are pushing forward on the same mission and driving that care. And just, I want to share with you a couple of things to show how amazing we are as people. We have people that have dedicated almost their entire career to caring for kids. Some that have dedicated their entire career. And I want to share a few things. And in your individual meetings, we'll celebrate the specific names. But in the last half of this year alone, we have 15 individuals that are celebrating 10 years with us as a company. We have 5 individuals that are celebrating 15 years as a company and 2 that are celebrating 20 years. I feel bad because I'm bringing the average down. I haven't been here for 2 months. And so really celebrate those people and congratulate those that are celebrating those years. I hope you take the time in your offices to celebrate them, have a good time, enjoy each other, and get to know each other as individuals, because it takes a special person to dedicate such an entire piece of their life toward not only delivery of healthcare, but delivery of healthcare to the children. A couple of other things that say highlights here, just to highlight a couple of individuals that this is just kind of breaking news, and you'll see more information about this later. But just last week, the Minnesota Home Care Association had their annual meeting. And in that, we were able to nominate 2 individuals as for the receipt of the Home Care Professional of the Year. We're pleased that we were able to nominate both Julie Anderson and Joe Skog. And so great ability to say, yes, we have great people to do this. But even more exciting about that is, first of all, congratulations to the 2 of you. A great opportunity to be a part and represent us. But excitingly, Julie Anderson won. Not excitingly, not surprisingly, I should say. Julie Anderson was named the Minnesota Home Care Association's Home Care Professional of the Year. We look forward to sharing that with you. So if you see Julie either virtually in the hall or wherever you see her across her path, please extend your congratulations to her. What an exciting thing for her. And just as I've shared with some folks in Minnesota as a unique note, and maybe not a surprising note again, but over the last 7 years, we've had PHS has had 3 of the last 7 titles of Home Care Professional of the Year. That's a .428 batting average, and last I checked, Ty Cobb's batting average was .366. So in baseball terms, we're knocking it out of the park with our people. So congratulations to all those people. I'd say that's pretty good. I'd like to jump in here for a little bit and move quickly towards alignment and share some time with you. I want to, you may have heard or seen the reference, the PHS Way. Recently, our senior management team met and had an alignment meeting where we talked about what do we want to do, how are we making sure that all of us are pointed in the right direction. As we circled around what we are, what we talk about, our mission, vision, and values, those things haven't changed, but we spent some time talking about how we're aligned, and we came up with something called the PHS Way. And if you'll permit me to share my screen here for a minute, and if you can't see the screen, we'll make sure this is available to you, but I'd like to share with you a little bit about the PHS Way. So bear with me for 1 second. Okay, oops, hold on. Sorry, I almost forgot to click that button. Here we go, computer sound, it's important. Here we go. We'll be talking about the PHS Way here, and I'd like to watch a 3-minute video if I could.
Work that makes a difference is never simple. It takes grit. It takes grace. It takes thinking. It takes doing. It takes, well, everything you've got and more, especially heart. It's the most powerful medicine there is. It's the PHS Way. Work that opens doors is never closed. We answer every call, every text, every email, every question, especially the little ones. They're the most telling about our commitment. It's the PHS Way. Work that puts families first makes you family.
Oops, sorry.
Whether you're on the front lines or the back, in the home or in the office, looking into the eyes of a child or at the glare of a spreadsheet, we see you. It's the PHS Way. Work that pushes boundaries can never be contained. Not until every child, in every state, every city, every hospital is home with their toys, their blankies, their family. It's the PHS Way. Work that is the best of the best can never rest. Our brand isn't a logo or a tagline. It's our people who give it their absolute best every day, knowing that every new market we enter brings the best care to a child who deserves nothing but the best. We never rest on our laurels, never settle. We're always open to feedback from any one of you at any time, especially if it helps us reach one more Leo, one more Emily, one more child who needs us. It's the PHS Way. Work that gives voice to our kiddos needs a voice. Better treatment, better care, better coordination. Building a bigger, better world is what we do. It's the PHS Way. Work that elevates kids like ours makes you a dream maker. Each of our kiddos has a dream to live. Maybe it's being a doctor, a pilot, a teacher, a mom, or a dad. Anything's possible because of you, your work, and the relentless passion you bring to it. It's the PHS Way.
Okay. Oops. Share here. Yeah, the rest of my screen. Hold on. Okay, so as I mentioned before, our mission remains the same. We're on a mission to take care of kids. I think maybe as you watch that video, all of you might have related at least some way in some shape to that movie or that video. I have my favorite parts. It happens to be when they say the word blankie for some reason, but that's where our kids want to be. We want to continue to. We're on a mission to continue to help those kids take care of those kids at home. We have our uniqueness statement. We are offering that hospital in the home, right? That's an opportunity for us uh, to let those kids be kids, and more importantly, impact their families. We have a lot of the guiding principles. We've all shared these guiding principles with you before. We'll look forward to sharing more of them and detailing out what it truly means. But these are the guiding principles that make us better as a company. What do we do? How do we live our day? Do we answer every call? Do we celebrate the wins? Do we start with a family and care compassionately about our patients? Are we working together as a team? It's easy to get siloed in what we do. Are we trying to reach across those cubicle walls or the offices, or even from inside the office to out, to work as a team? And are we communicating without fear? All these guiding principles help us do what we do every single day. As we talk about strategic alignment, I wanted to introduce a couple of topics to you here, and you'll see these and hear these throughout a lot of our communication as we push forward with our strategies. 3 pillars defining what we do, okay? Taking more care to more kids, growing to serve those in need. We need to understand the word growth is driven by our innate desire. If we do something really, really well and we have the best product, meaning we have the best clinical quality product, we should want to run, not walk, and take more care to more kids. We will not stop until every child, every state, every city, every hospital is at home with their family. So every day we ask ourselves, what are we doing as an employee to take more care to more kids? The second pillar is being efficient with our processes. We are a company. We have costs, we have expenses, we have things we need to spend money on or spend time and resources, not just money, time and resources on, to take care of, to deliver the service we have. The most important thing we can do is be efficient with that so we can take care of more kids in a more efficient way. And this will be efficient with our resources by optimizing processes and reducing costs. So what are we doing every single day? Ask yourself, what am I doing as an employee to be effective and efficient with our processes? Reducing duplication, reducing overwork, reducing all those things so that we can get rid of backlogs and be faster at what we do, so that we can take that care to that child faster and in a better way so they can have better care. And then importantly, be a great place to work. We are a company of employees. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them on the phone call today. What are we doing to support each other? We will support each other. We work hard, be nice to people. We'll celebrate everyday wins, and we'll have fun at what we do. It's an important thing to understand that we actually, as in the working life, we almost spend more time together as a team than sometimes we do with our own families, or waking hours anyway. And that's important to understand. We should be passionate about that, passionate about our work family. So every day we should be asking ourselves, what are we doing as an employee to be a better teammate, to be a better employee, and to create a better work environment? And at the bottom, you see there, demand excellence is important in all that we do. If we're going to work alongside each other, demand excellence with what we do. Our service needs to be excellent, our quality needs to be excellent, and our speed and accountability. Are we doing it fast so we can take care of more kids? Are we accountable to the decisions that we've made to be able to make sure that other people can rely on us as team members? Those are all the strategic alignment pieces that we have. And you'll see all of our processes, all of our goals, all of our objectives will somehow, in one way or another, reduce and find their way into one of these 3 pillars. Because if we do that, We're going to be able to take care of more Leos, more Emilys, and more Chris's, wherever they are in their homes. There's some other things here to share, some breakdowns on this, but I wanted to share all that with you. You'll see more of this communication. You'll see it in my messaging. You'll see it in some of our other messaging. We'll share more with you, and we'll think about ourselves this way. Our balanced scorecards will be broken down into these pillars. Every process, every day, and every interaction, both inside, as we work inside as a company, and reaching out as a company. Now, before I end my part of the presentation, turn it over to Jameson. She's probably chomping in the bit saying, you only have a few more minutes. I have an idea, right? Well, I don't have an idea. You guys have ideas. Everyone has ideas. And I know we have various ways to share this with the CQIP or whatever, but I want to make it very, very simple. This comes from, I used to carry business cards that had this on the back because frequently I'd find myself in an area and say, I have an idea. And it literally on the back of my business card said, I have an idea. And I would jot that down, put it in my pocket, and remind myself later. I'd like to share those, I'd like to share in your ideas. Everybody has a bunch of good ideas on these pillars. I know we all share with each other. We've created a special email box, PHS Ideas at pediatrichomeservice.com, where you can submit that and any idea. I don't care what it is, any idea that you have, and then we'll work through a process to make sure our ideas are vetted. And what we do with those processes, we'll see. But that is what brainstorming does in an organization. We want to capture the ideas of people. Feel free to share any ideas you may have with us, and we'll work through those. And that'll be my commitment to you, that we'll take those ideas and we'll discuss them. And this is how innovation happens. This is how good ideas come to bear. So that is the PHS way. That's a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share with you. As I'll turn it over here to Jameson in just a quick second for some from other things, and we'll jump from there. So Jameson, if you're ready to take the mic or whatever, please feel free to go right ahead.
Thanks, Adam. Can you guys see my slides?
Yes.
I hope. All right. So we've changed the format a little bit, but just consistent with other meetings, want to share some financial highlights for the organization, and just really do a call out for some of the things that we're proud of, and as Adam said, kind of align with the pillars that we're wanting to emphasize as we grow together as a company. So a few things wanted to call out through our October results year to date. We are now serving over 15,000 kids across the country, which is just an incredible number across all of the service lines that we offer in the different locations. So definitely growing and loving to see that number continue to grow. As a result of that, we are about 3.8% ahead of where we were at this point last year in terms of our revenue growth, and that translates to nearly $5 million as an organization. And I think most importantly, we've had some really good effort and work done around our supply chain efforts as an organization. And as we've come together in different locations, we've been able to do a great job contracting with some of our supply providers, and have really realized about a 1.5% savings. And that generates about $1.5 million to the organization on an annual basis thus far this year. So really good efforts, and really showing and demonstrating the value of coming together as a combined organization. But most importantly, really what that allows us to do in terms of being more efficient is to continue to expand our services and take care of more kiddos. So thank you to everybody for your efforts. Really, the work that you do every day translates to the financial results that we see as an organization. So we're very grateful for all the efforts that you put forward. And that is it from a finance update. So I can turn it over to Joe, I believe, right?
I think we had a brief note from Rick. Rick, are you ready for a brief note? I know I've shortened the time there, but I want to.
Sure.
Rick has some interesting things and exciting things to share about data. And the reason we're talking about data is data enablement here is so important to helping us know how we can improve.
Yeah, thanks, Adam and Jameson. My name is Rick Mueller. I'm your IT director, and I just want to take a brief moment to talk about our data enablement initiative, and that's our working title. It's kind of boring, but we are working on something a little bit more flashy that we'll have you vote on in the very near future. So the vision for enabling data for our organization starts with increasing data literacy across our entire company. What that means is allowing you, in whatever role you play at PHS, to connect more with the data and the information that helps us really deliver on all three of those pillars. So whether it be serving more kiddos, creating efficiencies in our process, or allowing you to connect with the progress that you're making and deliver those in really easy to consume dashboards. And then we move on from there to create key organizational indicators. Those are measures of success and levers, if you will, that we can tweak and evolve over time that help us make improvement and focus our efforts on the things that really matter. That all then delivers actionable insight that we can look at the data, and if you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you've got a dashboard in your inbox and you can see this is what's really important for that particular day. In the future, we want to look at predictive analysis models that really take us to the level of understanding what happened in the past to know what's going to happen in the future, get into machine learning, AI levels eventually. But really the end goal is to establish our information process as a core competency for this organization, not only in the organization that we have today so that we can serve more kiddos in the markets that we are in today, but also to help grow this organization so that we can deliver on that every kiddo, every state, every city, every hospital. So this data enablement is really on a continuum. We're used to running a lot of reports today that tell us what happened yesterday, some exception reports that help us drill down into what maybe just happened. And I kind of put PHS right about in that market. But as I explained the vision, what we want to take us to is the dashboards and the information telling us why did that happen, and then eventually gave us insight into what we can do about that to fix it, to grow it, to nurture it, whatever is useful for that particular data point. Getting into future areas of what's going to happen next, or even recommendations that can come right out of the data without having to run a report, pull it into a spreadsheet, do a bunch of manual manipulation, and then eventually maybe you've been able to sleuth out what needs to work. On the technical side of this, we all know we have a lot of systems that our data exists in today. So be it UltiPro for our HRS utility, NetSuite for some of the supply chain management stuff in the near future, CPR Plus in our Minnesota and Wisconsin markets, and then Brightree in all the other markets. Our data is everywhere and we have a lot of it, and we want to make the best use of it possible. So we're going to move it through a process called ETL, or extract, transform, and load, to basically take the data that exists in the disparate silos that they're on today and move it into information containers that are relevant for the particular process that you're involved with. So if you're on the demand generation side, maybe you're working on a sugar CRM and you can see actionable insight into what's important for your particular process, or where we're focusing a lot of effort in this first phase is on the patient experience pipeline. So as we look from the moment that a referral comes in the door until us and our ability to provide service and products to those kiddos, how do we know exactly the information that flows through that entire process and being able to kind of pinpoint where areas of focus need to occur? So this project actually kicked off 2 weeks ago on 11/4. We're working with a company called Contemporary Analysis to help us with this. We have built out a data team to assist it between Matt and Rachel, myself, Neil, Gordon from Contemporary Analysis. We're all here to help, and as well as everybody in this organization helping us deliver on this project. Our vendor will be here weekly for the next few months, helping us out with phase 1. We've done a really good discovery session with our executive team and our general and branch managers to find out what's really important to them as we build up phase 1. And then working right now on building that initial model. And believe it or not, we have identified 700 data points that we want to start to feed into this initial phase. To get there, though, we want to focus a lot of effort on defining terms. So if the word referral might mean something different to everybody, but we want to establish a PHS definition of what a referral is, what is patient census, what is a ventilator kiddo. All of these things will help us through data governance be able to produce something that's relevant to the entire organization. As I mentioned, that first dashboard to show that referral to revenue pipeline. And then in the future, we want to show a predictive model based on all the data we have over all the kiddos. When we first start to serve a patient or when the model identifies an opportunity, think the comprehensive care program. Wouldn't it be great to have really actionable insight into our ability to serve a kiddo with an additional service or additional product that the model indicates that they might be helped by? And then we realize this is just phase one. There's many more phases to come, and we really look forward to hearing your feedback as we start to produce this data and show or listen to your feedback and integrate into additional phases. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got offline or through the Q&A process, but we're really excited about this and I can't wait to show you what we've been working on. And now I will turn it over to Joe.
Thanks, Rick. While Joe's getting ready to launch his stuff, just a thought process as when really helped me when Rick showed that timeline, right? Or that line of where we are and where an average company is. Think about it. So if we can point ourselves more towards, I love to drive, by the way, more towards the drive cars. I love to more towards the windshield and less time looking in the rearview mirror. We'll be able to go faster to the kids' homes, right? We'll be able to see forward more and use that data as a tool to help us be better at what we do, and spend less time thinking about what did we do yesterday and more about what are we going to do tomorrow to impact that child's life. Anyway, Joe.
Let's talk about it. I think anybody that knows me knows that the statement that Adam made earlier about more care to more kids, not stopping until we're in every state, every city. I mean, that is what gets me out of bed in the morning. So I wanted to talk to you for just a couple of minutes about corporate development, how we're looking at 2022 and beyond, and then also reflecting quickly about how we're doing, how our efforts from 2021 are doing. So as we look at bringing care to all the kids across the country, I mean, 15,000 is a wonderful number, but there are so many more. And as you look at the map, we have many more states to paint, and our goal is to paint that map. And as we think about that, we want to know, and we want everybody to know what's next when we think about the expansion of PHS and caring for more kids. As we think about that, what we start with is the markets. So we evaluate all of the markets to understand where we can go, how quickly we can go there. If we're going to cover the map, we need to pace it out and think about where our priorities are. If we can go to an additional location, additional hospital to help, and we can do that quickly, we should be there yesterday. We should do like we did in Kentucky and extend to Frankfurt and open up a new location to service more kids coming out of the University of Kentucky because they wanted us there, because they needed us there. So our responsibility and our goal as corporate development is to identify those quick places that we can move, as well as those places that are going to take a little bit more time, and be planful in how we expand to more locations, more states, and extend our service lines, so that anyone on this call, I want, Trish in San Antonio to be able to say, I see that we acquired somebody in X state. Obviously, we'll be going to that city next and be able to really know what's next. We're going to expand through a couple of different avenues. These are not new, but first through acquisition. So in those priority states that are a little tougher, we're focusing in on what are the acquisitions that make the most sense for us to both extend our locations as well as our service lines, and focus in on making friends and convincing them that being a partner with PHS is the best way to go. This is the best way to grow, and we together can bring more care to more kids in the best way possible. And then also opportunistic acquisition. So sometimes the phone rings and they say, hey, we're for sale. What do you think? If those come up, we want to know, yep, we want that one. one, and we really want to partner with them, and we'll pursue those with intensity. From a de novo standpoint, as we plan 2022, there'll be a number of de novos that you'll hear about as we come out with the plan for 2022. And the focus really is on what I said, where can we go quickly? Where does it take a little bit more time? And let's pace that out so that we can bring more care to more kids, but let's move as quickly as we can. If we can be there, let's be there. Let's extend our services and move. So that's our focus in corporate development. Quickly, 2021, we learned a lot. We've done some great things. We've already brought more services to more kids throughout the year. In Ohio, everyone knows we made a great acquisition of a wonderful team that came on board with us earlier this year. We've already expanded to offer enteral-only services across our service area there. We've started doing drop ship, and the team has embraced it greatly. The community's embraced it greatly, and we've done over 1,000 orders since October 1st. We've brought infusion to the state of Wisconsin. We have 11 patients on service as of October. We're working on contracts and outreach to extend that and continue to bring that excellent service that our Wisconsin team brings to more kids. Frankfort, the doors are open. We're servicing patients for Central and Southern Kentucky and other University of Kentucky in particular, and other referral sources. We're continuing to work on contracting, and we'll see Frankfort broken out in 2022. In Texas, we've been a little slower out of the gate than we anticipated. Austin is established and is ready. We're working through some regulatory barriers, and we'll open that as soon as we can, as quickly as we can. And the Texas pharmacy, earlier, I know the Texas staff, Mandy was talking about pharmacy. We have advanced some of that work, but we still have a little ways to go. At this point, to get through our licensing and finish construction, we'll be looking at Q2 2022 until when we can bring that excellent service to more kids across Texas. As we finish up the 2022 planning, we'll be bringing the rest of the plan to you, but wanted to give you a quick update for how we are growing to bring more care to more kids. And I think I'm going to hand it back to Adam to wrap it up.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. A lot of great things. I'll come back on camera here. A lot of great things going on throughout the organization, from growth, from data. I think it's really important that so much of us will serve to benefit from these things on the data, but more importantly, we'll be able to be better at what we do in taking care of kids. If I've shared it with several of you before, this is an exciting opportunity. I really enjoy the opportunity to meet with each of you today. Pediatric services have touched the lives of many. They've touched many of us here in this, and I appreciate all those that have done that. On a personal note, I have a niece who was born 2 days before my son, who has had a lot of caregivers in their home. And the little wins that they have as kids, those little changes that help them become better and be more mobile, be more mobile, be more interactive, and just live a better life, is not only meaningful for that child and their immediate family, but it impacts so many, their friends and their families. And I can tell, as an uncle of a child with microcephaly who is the same age as my son, it makes a difference in my life. And so that's part of the reason I'm here. That's part of the reason I'm so excited. But more importantly, I am so excited to work with so many people here. And these three pillars of taking more care to more kids, growing to serve those in need, being efficient with what we do, and being a great place to work means that we're all in this together. So every day, let's ask ourselves, what am I doing on those three pillars? I look forward to sharing with you. Thank you for those. I know we've only lost a couple of people as we've gone a little bit over time. Becky, thank you for letting me barge into your meeting a little bit. Thank you for everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. If we don't connect in other emails, have a fantastic Thanksgiving to each of you. Looking forward to sharing more with you in the very, very near future. So thanks again. Have a great day, great weekend, and happy Thanksgiving.